Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to just pick up and move halfway across the world?
Oh, absolutely. I think many of us have those daydreams of just escaping the familiar.
Right. But what if that daydream became reality and you found yourself, say, in the middle of China?
That's taking it a step further.
Yeah, and not just for a visit, but to take on a job you've never done before in a language you don't even speak.
That sounds a bit like being thrown into the deep end, wouldn't you say?
Exactly. And that's exactly what we're diving into today, the true story of a woman who did just that. We've been spending time with Sit, Cinderella, Sit, a mostly true memoir by Lisa Cheek.
A fantastic read, I have to say. It really makes you rethink the whole idea of stepping outside your comfort zone.
Okay, so quick overview for anyone who hasn't read it yet. The book's a memoir, and it follows Lisa as she navigates this huge, unexpected career shift in her 40s.
Midlife career change is always a fascinating topic.
Right. So she finds herself in China editing a film with absolutely no Mandarin skills.
Quite a challenge to take on.
Seriously. And what makes this even more interesting is how the story weaves in her relationship with her dog, Ron, who's back home.
That's a unique aspect. How does that play into her experiences abroad?
Well, he becomes this sort of emotional anchor for her. Even though he's physically absent, he's very present in her thoughts and memories. It's almost like thinking about him helps her deal with the craziness of her new life.
Oh, I see. So it's about more than just missing a pet. It's about the grounding effect of that bond.
Absolutely. And it makes you realize how important those familiar connections can be when everything else feels so unfamiliar.
I can definitely see that. It's like having a piece of home with you, even when you're miles away.
All right, so let's talk about what we loved about the book. One thing that really struck me was Lisa's sense of humor. The way she tells her story with all its ups and downs, it's just hilarious. You can really feel her personality shining through.
It's that self-deprecating humor, isn't it? It makes her so relatable.
Yeah, and she doesn't shy away from poking fun at herself, especially when it comes to the cultural differences and misunderstandings she encounters. It makes for some really entertaining reading, but also it is. And those stories, they offer this contrast to the chaos and uncertainty of her life in China. They bring a sense of warmth and normalcy to the narrative. You really get a sense of how much he means to her.
I can see how that would be comforting, especially in a situation where everything else feels so new and different.
Yeah, and it also speaks to the broader theme of how our relationships, especially with our pets, can provide us with this incredible sense of stability and support no matter where we are in the world.
I completely agree. It's a reminder that even when we're venturing into the unknown, those familiar bonds remain constant. They're like an anchor that keeps us grounded.
Exactly. Now, one thing that some readers might find a little, I don't know, maybe overwhelming, is the sheer sense of disorientation that Lisa experiences, especially at the beginning. I mean, imagine landing in a new country, not speaking the language, and immediately being thrown into this high-pressure film editing job. It's a lot to process.
It is, but isn't that also what makes it so relatable? I mean, who hasn't felt that kind of overwhelm when faced with a big change or challenge?
That's true. And I think Lisa does a great job of conveying that feeling authentically. It's not sugar-coated. But what's really compelling is seeing how she gradually adapts and finds her footing.
Right. She doesn't let that initial shock paralyze her. She pushes through it, and that journey of adaptation is inspiring in itself. It shows how resilient we can be even when we feel completely out of our depth.
Absolutely. So to wrap up, I'd say Sit, Cinderella, Sit is a really engaging read. It's funny, it's heartwarming, and it's ultimately a story about personal growth and embracing the unexpected. We're giving it a solid 4 out of 5 stars.
I'd agree with that. It's a lighthearted read with some surprisingly profound moments of reflection. I definitely recommend it to anyone who's ever felt the urge to shake things up and try something completely different.
For sure. And if you're intrigued by Lisa's story, we've included a link to the book on Amazon in the description below. Be sure to check it out.
And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What stood out to you most in Lisa's story?
Yeah, was it Ron's undeniable charm? The behind-the-scenes look at filmmaking in China? Or maybe the overall message of resilience and self-discovery? Let us know in the comments below.
We love hearing your perspectives and getting into those discussions.
And of course, if you enjoyed this deep dive, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future episodes. We really appreciate your support.
Thanks for joining us on this adventure through Sit, Cinderella, Sit.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep embracing the unexpected.
And maybe give your furry friend an extra cuddle tonight.
Always a good idea.